I've seen these 8BitDo adapters for the Switch on the internet, but they just released the second adapter, and honestly, this thing is pretty crazy when it comes to playing your Nintendo Switch with this. Now, the only thing that I will complain about is this is a USB-A. It should be USB-C, that way it's a lot easier to use with your Switch, but I have an adapter, so I'm not going to complain too much. This is one of those things that if you're wanting to do weird things with your Switch, you should definitely grab one of these. They're only 20 bucks on Amazon, and unbox it and see what's actually in it, and I'll spoil it for you. It's not actually that much. I opened this up from the bottom, and right away, you are stuck seeing the adapter, and then underneath that is actually the instruction manual. The instruction manual isn't as useful as I thought it was. I had to end up grabbing my cell phone and looking it up on their website to get all the details on this thing, what it works with and what it doesn't. So I've got my 8BitDo adapter right here. We're gonna go ahead and unplug it and plug it into my Switch. And as you can see, I do have a USB-A to USB-C adapter right there. And on the bottom here, there is a button and a little blinking light. So when that light blinks a bunch of times is when it's connecting. So we're going to go ahead and press that. And let's go ahead and grab my Xbox controller here. You can see it is trying to sync up. I'm going to turn the sync button on with it. And after a second, you'll see that it does end up pairing. It might be, okay, there it goes. And so now you can physically see both of my hands messing with this. This is totally awesome and absolutely ridiculous. So that is the Xbox controller working there. Now we're going to go ahead and move over to the PS4 controller. I'm going to unplug this and just re-plug it in. We're going to press it until that light blinks constantly. And then we're going to take the PS4 controller and hold down the share button and the PlayStation button until the light flickers like crazy. Like that. So now it looks like it is connecting, and here we go. We can actually see that I'm using the PlayStation controller here to actually use the Switch, which is totally amazing. Now let's try the Wii U controller, because that's pretty weird too. The first thing we're going to do is unplug this and plug it back in just for quickness. Let that light be blinking all the time like it was. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our Wii controller. And as you can see, I have it plugged in because it was charging. And then we're going to go to the back here and press the sync button, which should make all of these... Wow, that was actually really quick here. You can see that the Switch itself is actually working. Let's unplug this. The battery's very dead, but let's see if we... Nope. Not even for a second can we use it, but let's turn it back on, and I'll show you that it's going to sync right away when I press the button. And there you go. It is trying to sync right now, as well as the connection on the 8BitDo adapter is trying to sync. These will sync up, it'll vibrate, and then you can get on your merry way with that. But there's one more thing I have to talk about, and that is the fact that a Wiimote actually works. This is absolutely insane, so let's get this hooked up. First off, I had to steal the batteries from the Xbox controller there, but we do have a pretty beat up Wiimote here because, well, this was one that I picked up recently. As you can see, it is already trying to sync, but it's not synced, so I'm going to leave this off so I can press the button. Again, same thing, unplug it and plug it back in just to make this really easy. We're going to go ahead and hold this down until it starts blinking, and then we're going to head over to the Wiimote, press this little button here on the back until that light starts blinking, and then it's synced. How crazy is it that you can actually use a Wiimote to play the Switch? Let's load up something that we can play that'll be worth playing and be fun about. I don't remember what the buttons are. Okay, so this is going to be a little weird because of the D-pad and the A and B, so really you kind of have to hold it weird, but let's go ahead and load up like something pretty basic here. We're going to start with the regular Super Mario Bros. I'm going to hold this kind of weird because you kind of have to, but this is going to be interesting to say the least. I know this thing is a little weird, but honestly, I think it's definitely worth the 20 bucks. It's fun to be able to use different controllers on the Switch. It's a little hard to plug it in, so maybe plug it into your dock instead of the Switch directly, but for the sake of this video, I wanted to show you absolutely that I was using the Switch, this adapter, and whatever controller I threw at it. Now, a bunch of controllers work with this: PS5, PS4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X, and then the Wii U, the Wii remotes, and a few other 8BitDo controllers work with this thing. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I want to know, would you ever pick this up and play it? If so, comment down below and let me know. Like, as you can see, I was this close to finishing Mario RPG. I've been talking about it for a while now, but I've been a little busy, so I've got to get out of here. So check that video out if you haven't already. I've really been enjoying Super Mario RPG, so if you haven't already played it, you definitely should. But I'm going to get out of here and go play it, so check that video out if you haven't already.